Hello dear viewer and welcome to this review of Coromon on Steam, with me, Jalanon at Lunar Nebula Gaming. Coromon is rated ages E10+, as far as I'm aware. It's available soon on Nintendo Switch, iOS, Android, and Steam is where I'm playing it, so I'm using a mouse and keyboard. It does actually have controller support now, I believe, thanks to some of its updates. And the company has continued to update it, so that's been good. It does show they care. I mean, they've apparently been working on this for 7 years. The developer is TRAGsoft, and the publisher is Freedom Games, who also published Dark Deity, which I've played on this channel, etc., etc. Let's dive in, shall we? As you can tell, I've spent quite a bit of time in here. This isn't completely accurate because I did take breaks, but yes, I enjoyed this game quite a bit. Now, this is actually my second recording of this because things happened to my audio, but basically, this is Coromon. It's a nice pixel art. You have your little trainer. There are other trainers that will fight you. You get money when you beat them, and or you lose money when you lose to them. Stuff like that. Money in this game is pretty hard to come by at the beginning, but eventually you will get plenty. There are various items and things you can wear, such as, not these gold gauntlets, hilariously enough, but this magnet hat. Now, if you ever want to know what something does, you can look at the top right. That's generally a good place to check. And then you can also check, of course, the menu. Now with the mouse, you can just click there, but you can also use the arrow keys. Z is accept, X is decline, and I think WASD also, also works like the arrow keys. So you can do that as well. One other thing I should mention about Coromon is that there is a nice save feature right here. The game does have an autosave, but later on in the game, you'll find that when you check your save file, it'll be like, autosave 40 minutes ago. Current save now, basically. So, yes, I would recommend using this save. Just as a heads up. Other things to note. Well, basically, think Pokemon combined with Digimon, I guess, in terms of story. So, spoilers ahead, potentially. You can skip like a minute if you don't want to hear it. But the meat of the game are really the battle mechanics and the creatures. As you can see here, the pixel art's pretty good. Like, I enjoy it a lot. And for the higher evolutions, like my level 52 Chiraptor, this is the final evolution, I really like the designs on these final evolutions and stuff. Story-wise, so you are a battle researcher. You are trying to understand Coromon, and basically stuff happens where these titans are starting to manifest, and they're trying to figure out why they're manifesting, what's up with their energy, etc., etc. It gets into some alien invasion stuff. Then it turns out there's dark magic infecting the world, and you've got to save the day. Booyah. So, you know, saving the world, in general, I prefer that as a story to just trying to be the very best that no one ever was and getting a bunch of little badges. But that's also very fun. So I have been a fan of Pokemon and stuff like it for a while. And as you can see, we have a battle system here that is very similar to Pokemon. So, overall, story, I would say not as good as Nexomon's story. Better than Pokemon's because there's an actual story here, other than just badges and random bad guys trying to blow up the world for some reason. In this case, there is a reason, and I don't want to spoil it. So I will not go further. You can watch my playthrough if you want to know. But yes, so overall I would say for parents to note, the story isn't too dark or anything. There is once again dark magic mentioned as a Coromon type. And in this game, types are actually a little weird, but I'll go into that in a little more detail in a bit. So overall, like, that's as violent as the game gets. It's kind of these little slashes, and then maybe causing a bleed effect, which doesn't really show up. It just says you have opened a wound, and it has a bleed effect. And poisoning. Some Coromon can poison. So, yes, that's kind of as violent as it gets. Other than that, anything else parents really need to worry about? There's no real bad words that I remember. There may be one or two minor ones. So I think its age rating of E10+ is appropriate, is I guess what I'm getting to. Other than that, yeah, the mechanics of this game are pretty fantastic. It's kind of like Pokemon with more emphasis on trying to make life a little easier for you, I think, to some degree. In some ways, no. But as you can see, we have our base stats here. They're pretty high for this area. This is a level 50 guy versus level 6 guy, so that kind of makes sense. And as you can see, it's kind of skewed more towards attack and physical defense rather than special attack and special defense or speed, stuff like that. So we have our typing here, sand type. There are 6, if I remember correctly, actual Coromon types, and then there's also attack types that have different types. So you don't get a same type attack bonus for those, but they have different effects or have different effectiveness against the normal types. So like Double Slash is actually a cut type move, which there is no cut type Coromon, but it is very effective against electric type Coromon because you're cutting the wires. Yes. And then we have our sand types, which are also good against electric Coromon, go figure. And we have normal, which, you know, there is no super effective move for normal, but you can have normal type Coromon that do more damage with normal type moves and stuff like that. And foul has no actual Coromon type. It's just a type of move that is better against water, and so on and so forth. Additionally, you can teach Coromon other moves called skill flashes, or TMs is the Pokemon equivalent, and they will be at the bottom of your move list. That is another wonderful difference from Pokemon, is you do not lose moves. You can only have 4 active moves, but you can just disable and enable whichever ones you want, and it's glorious, and I love it, and I'm really happy they did this. It makes my life easier. Another thing you may note is there is a red HP bar and a purple SP bar. SP is how you pay for moves. So Double Slash costs 4 SP to use. We will go into combat. Usually after combat you recover a little bit of SP. So if you can be efficient, you can actually save your SP. Right now, let's go for this leftmost Silquill. And this is one of the things that makes the game more difficult than Pokemon. You can only ever send out one of your own Coromon, but you can be attacked by up to 3 enemy Coromon. I've never seen more than 3 in the last area. Usually, you will only face 1. But there are areas like the swamp where you'll start to face 2 or more. And as you can see, I'm facing 2 right here. And that can be very difficult early game. Why I bring this up is because the game also lets you dictate how difficult it can be. I can go back to our little area here. We're going to look for our Lux Recall. We're going to use the plus version because why not? That's the best version. I'm going to go back to our Lux Solis campus. And here's our teleporter. So this is kind of your fly for the game. We also have scan modules and things that are built into our gauntlet that we unlock by playing the game. They can affect different things. We can burn bushes and stuff to make new areas and things appear. These bushes do not have that code, apparently. This is the R&D lab, which is just a story thing. We don't care at the moment. What we really care about are changing the settings of our playthrough. So you go here. Let's change my difficulty. Custom. So you can do things like recover SP and HP on level up. You can make shop items cheaper. Reviving cakes can revive fainted Coromon. Stuff like that. You can change how much healing. You can disable held items because Coromon can hold items that can do things like share experience, much like an XP share. You can get multiple of those, by the way. So you can pretty much have your entire team share XP if you want. Disable escaping from wild battles. You can release fainted Coromon, so you can Nuzlocke this game. It's built into the game if you want it to be. You can also make it so that you prevent catching duplicates and that you can only do like wild Coromon or trainer Coromon. 1 per area and stuff like that, which is pretty insane. There are also 3 different types of rarity in this game. Every Coromon has 3 different colorations, and it's standard, potent, and perfect are kind of how their stats go, and that affects their coloration. So if I can get back to my wonderful box, we can see a couple of those. So, this is the wrong building again. Oh dear, I'm becoming an old man. Alright. I should put on my old man outfit. Oh well. Let us go here. We draw Coromon. So, as you can see, we have a Buzzy right here. And this Buzzy is potential of standard. And all of that jazz. It has a different ability, slippery, 25% increased chance to dodge status changing moves. And if we go to this Buzzy, this Beezle is potent. So it has a different color, and it should have better stats as it raises in level than the other one. It also has a different trait or ability, Strategist. When the Coromon moves later than its target, it strategically finds weak spots and attacks with double critical hit chance. That's actually kind of bad on a Beezle because Beezles, you generally want to use fast priority moves and things like that, and really upgrade their attack and speed. That's my opinion anyway. Now, what's really cool about this game as well is when you go upstairs, you can find in different areas of the game things that will let you affect those stats, like this guy. So, I am wrong. It's this person, is it not? No? I'm just wrong. Okay. Well, there will be a lab, much like this, on a second floor somewhere, where you can increase the potential of your Coromon all the way up to perfect. It does cost a bunch of money, it takes time, and frankly, in the time it took to try to increase somebody to potent, I had already out-leveled them with other Coromon. So that was a thing. But if you really like a Coromon, you can just make it perfect over time and with money. Other than that, you also have, let's get into a battle real fast, and I'll show you the little yellow XP bar and the blue potential bar. So kind of like IVs and EVs in Pokemon, individual values and external values, I think is what it's called. I think. Don't quote me on that. But basically, in Pokemon, the more you fight other things, the more you can impact your stats as well. But in this game, when we beat something, which shouldn't take long here, thank you level 1 Silquill for your sacrifice. For science, we get this XP. We're sharing some of the XP because of some lazy gyms and sloth gyms. And we get the yellow bar and the blue bar. The blue bar lets you add 3 stats whenever you fill it up to whatever you want for your Coromon. And that's kind of like your external values in Pokemon, but in this one, you get to choose how you do it and stuff like that. One thing I wish I'd known when I evolved Fibio into Chonktoad here is that you can actually lose some stats from evolution. In this case, Fibio lost a lot of speed, like 30 speed, and it went into defenses. But I'd been putting more and more speed points into Fibio to make it really, really fast, because it was already pretty fast. The nice thing about the game is you can reset those. There is a place in a second story on one of the labs where you can reset it. However, I actually was fine with the outcome because a fast Chonktoad is still pretty good. It's just a well-rounded Coromon, so honestly, I was not upset. And here's our held item. I can take that if I want, put it on somebody else. We've got our trait there. Well, yeah, and as you can also see, some of these Coromon have a little lighter purple bar leading into that purple bar, and that's because you can overcharge SP before battles. So this guy has 58 out of 43 right now, which is pretty interesting, but you could do that with SP cakes and stuff like that. Other than that, the held items are generally going to be found later in the game, but you can always give your Coromon fruits to hold, and these fruits have various effects, like removes poison immediately when getting poison. Go figure. That's pretty useful. You can remove shock, you can increase fire attacks, powers, and stuff like that. My favorite is, of course, the Burr Fruit, because you increase XP gained when participating in a battle. Putting this on before any battle, researcher, trainer battle is great. It will help you gain XP like none other, which is why I have pretty much planted every Burr Fruit I've found to try to make more of them. And planting fruits in this game, it does take time in-game for them to pop back up. So, let's see if I can't find 1 or 2 to pluck. Let's go use a teleporter. We're going to go to Donar Island, and we will see if I can find that fruit. Overall, if you can't tell, I have definitely enjoyed my time in this game, and yeah, I might try a challenge run in the future if people are interested. Ah, yes, Butterfruit. We get 2 for that. Oh man, really? You can get up to 4 as far as I've seen. And I was wondering if time might impact it, but it doesn't seem to. So I'm just gonna plant another one. Plant another little one right there. But yes. Yes. Oh, by the way, your gauntlet power is quick activated by just clicking F in the Steam version. You hold F to select a different power by using the arrow keys left and right. Up and down lets you find various items you can put in here, but you can also quick select those items by just clicking 1, 2, 3 on the number pad. Ooh, wait, 2 steps away, there's a gem. Drill shovel. 4 steps away, huh? So, it must be over here. I probably went too far. Yeah, I went too far. Alright, so 1, there it is. But you find this drill shovel towards the end of the game. But you can get gems and then turn them in for some extra cash if you need it. I never really needed the extra cash, but it was kind of fun to try it out. Man, yeah, I guess maybe indoors Butterfruits just don't give you that many. Or it's random chance. Still not certain on that account. But oh well. Oh well. Also, I should harvest you. See, that one gave us 3. What else do I... You know what? Let's go ahead and plant you. Okay. And now, we can explore a little bit. This is the shop. As you progress through the game, you unlock more things to buy from the shop. In the beginning of the game, you can't even get the Phoenix shards, which revive your Coromon. And you only have like the HP Cake S. However, you can eventually get all this stuff, and even things that are like X attacks times 2. So you can actually get up to +6 in stats like critical hit chance, attack, defense, things like that. However, I have not seen too much of a difference made from really the stat ups in battle. It's definitely the base stats, I think, that make the most impact. The stat ups seem to make slight differences. Sometimes you can get pretty lucky with like accuracy downs and evasion. But once again, it's all luck, so of course, over time you would probably see a difference. But not right now. Not always. But yeah, and for those who are, you know, sensitive to bright lights and stuff, this scan module you probably just don't want to use, but it is very, very useful. It's probably my favorite module to use in the game. But yeah, other than that, there are quests and things you can do. As you progress through the game, you unlock these XP things, and you can get milestones. They max out at this 50th one, but you can get items, you can get little helpful tidbit things, and money and stuff, which is pretty good, pretty good. If you ever lose track of your quests, you have your logbook. There's one quest I haven't completed, just one. And then other than that, I've actually lost 1 battle. Sadness. And as you can see, I've never encountered a perfect Coromon. But there are ways to impact that as well. So if you really like collecting things, there's plenty of Coromon to collect in this game. I think I've caught at least all of the base Coromon. I don't think I've bought... I might have gotten all the evolutions as well, but I doubt it. I doubt it. But yes. Yes. There is stuff to do. There's plenty to explore. There's maybe a couple quality of life things they could change, like just give you that Lux Recall Plus immediately, since you can't teleport to anywhere until you've activated their teleporter. I don't see any reason not to give you that over these 500 cost Lux Recalls that only take you to the campus. That's like, I'm not sure why they did that. But yeah, other than that, there's a lot to do in this game. Quite fun in my opinion. Once again, mechanically, I think this is better than Nexomon, about equal to Pokemon, if not better in some ways. Other than, like, the stat ups in combat seem worse, I would say. And the story, on par or better than some Pokemon games, and probably worse than Nexomon. Because Nexomon, its real strength is the story, let's be real. So, I hope this makes some sense to you, dear viewer. Look at the glory of Ashclops and tell me that isn't the best boy. And also, very powerful. So, yeah. Anyway, That's Ash in this game. And you, dear viewer, I hope you've enjoyed this review. Leave a like if you did. Subscribe for more gaming videos. Comment below on what you think of Coromon and whether you will try it. I hope you, dear viewer, have a great day.